Hi, welcome to today's session of Every Mark Matters with Mr. Mac. Today we're having a look at Edexcel History Paper 2 American West, and we are looking at one of the harder questions on the paper, just as many candidates struggle how to structure the answer. So let's have a look at what this particular question is made up of, and how Edexcel want us to answer this question. So first and foremost, our first component is the command phrase. This particular question, or the command phrase for this particular question, is tell the story. Or is a narrative account, sorry. And what that basically means is it wants you to tell the story. And the way that you're going to do that is you're going to structure that as beginning, middle, end. And in essence, what you're after is something called chronology, which I'll come back to later. And chronology is when you just simply put things in the right order. So you tell the story in the right order. Our focus of this question, so we know what it wants us to do. Now what we need to do is we need to focus on what knowledge we need to use to answer this question well. And this particular one is it's sort of weirded strangely, but it's key developments in early migration west. Okay, and obviously it's got to be within this sort of span of years, 1835 to 1849. So this is early migration west. There's loads of great examples here. Why don't you pause and think about what early examples can you remember about migration west? Press pause, use a revision guide if you need to, or your history book or whatever. Press pause, and we'll come together and have a go together. Righto, so with this topic then, I mean, let's do it in chronological order. Let's start with the Oregon Trail. You know, that opens in 1836, and that, obviously, between 1836 to 60, I think it's specifically 1841 to 1869, 400,000 people take the trail. You know, it's over 3,200 kilometres long. You have to leave in the right months because it can take 4 to 6 months. You are taking a wagon trail. A wagon trail. To get there, you are leaving with all of your resources. Remember, they are probably leaving because of the concept of manifest destiny. Right, so we know that the Oregon Trail is relevant. Let's begin to think about groups that took the Oregon Trail. And the first one that comes to mind is the Donner Party. That takes place in 1846 to 47. And obviously it's a massive failure. You know, they take a shortcut. They do that through the Sierra Nevada mountains. Mountains. They get stuck in winter. What else goes wrong for them? Oh, that they have no tradespeople. No guides. They lack guides. No clue, really. Okay, well, I'm going to have to cut off this arrow here as it kind of links into Donner Party unintentionally. Okay, let's think about another group. Well, obviously, you've got the Mormons. You know, they are led by Brigham Young, who takes them west. He sets up the winter quarters. This is again in 1846 to 47. He sets up the winter quarters. They have a scout party of 150 people. Again, well, this specific group is their escaping persecution. Religious persecution. We also have maybe the final group, as they are the 49ers. And remember, these are prospectors. They go into California. And they have got gold fever. They are looking for gold. Do they succeed? No. But they're a key group in our story. And you can almost have a think there is beginning, middle, end. Easy. Really lovely question, this. So let's think about the actual... So we know what the question wants us to do. We know what knowledge we need to focus on. Let's think about, well, what does Edexcel want us to do? And that is where we look at something called the second order concept. And in this question, it's chronology. And as I said earlier on, chronology is just another word for time order. Okay? So this is all about a narrative. What you're doing is you are telling the story. Okay? So what I'm going to suggest you do is you use phrases that like, this led to... as a result. Okay? You can use this meant that. All you're doing is you're not saying why X led to Y, or you're not doing any how, why, so, whatting. What you're doing is you are simply telling the story about how each event happened after the other, and if we're going for 8 out of 8, how they are linked together. So, allow me to show you then. So this particular question, by the way, is 8 marks. It's the only one that breaks the rule. So genuinely the rule is, for every 4 marks, you write down 1 paragraph and spend 5 minutes doing it. For this one, you are going to write down 3 paragraphs, and you are going to spend 15 minutes doing that. Okay? Let's have a little look at what the mark scheme tells us, right? So similar to other questions on this paper, you are assessed using AO1 and AO2. This paper has 3 levels to it rather than 4. I always get it wrong with this paper because I don't always mark this paper. So I don't know it like the back of my hand. I don't know it as well as the others. But for this one, we are going for level 2 and level 3. Just to clarify, if you're getting level 3, you're getting 6 to 8 marks out of 8. And if you're getting level 2, you're getting 3 to 5 marks out of 8. Obviously, we are going for more than that. So in order to get level 2 AO1 is you have just got 1 fact in every paragraph. Okay? In order to get level 2 is you have got 2 precise facts per para. Okay? In terms of your explanation for this question, you will have vague links. Alright? And I'll come back to, I was going to share something in a minute, but I'll come back to it in a moment. Vague links between events. Whereas your level 3, what you must do is you must have clear links and explanation between events. And the way I'm going to suggest you do that is you do that by creating a motif. Now, the most important thing that you must do is this must be in the right order. So it must be in chronological order. If you don't put it in the right order, you are dramatically affecting your chance at success for this question. So let's have a quick look at what I mean by a motif. So a motif is a theme in your story. So how do we create a theme with the American West? And what I think is we just go back to our consequences. conflict, cattle industry, crime, increased settlement, Indians' way of life. So our theme with this one is clearly increased settlement. Okay, so how do we link this through our entire story? So firstly, what I'm going to suggest you do is you have a 1-sentence summary. Then you've got P1 or paragraph 1, then you've got paragraph 2, then you've got paragraph 3, and then you've got a 1-sentence summary. And all you are doing is you are linking your theme or your motive all the way through your answer. This led to increased settlement because. This contributed to increased settlement because. As a result, settlement increased because. It's a tough question, it really is, and that is really, really, really tough, but it's the guaranteed way to get 8 out of 8 on this question. Righto. Press pause, give yourself 15 minutes, set a timer on your phone, and put all other electronic devices away and have a go at writing a narrative account analysing the key developments of early migration west in the years 1835 to 1849. 15 minutes. I'll see you shortly. Thank you. Okay, welcome back. Right, so let's have a go at this question. All right, so again, we are writing a narrative account analysing the key developments in early migration west in the years 1835 to 1849. I am going to annotate my answer as I read it out to you, and I'm going to put an M in a circle when I'm looking for my motif. I'm going to put AO1 for knowledge and AO2 for explanation. Okay, so as I said to you, I'm going to structure my answer around a motif where I have got a 1-sentence summary, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3. I am aiming for precise facts, but maybe instead of a fact, I'm actually referring to events, aren't I? Per paragraph, and I've got clear links, that's where my motif comes in. Let's have a quick look then. The period 1835 to 1849 saw rapid expansion of the USA thanks to the Oregon Trail, Donner Mormon migration, California Gold Rush. This period saw hundreds of thousands of people migrate to claim a better life in the West or fulfill manifest destiny. So here I am clearly going to talk about each one of these here. I'm introducing them and I am referring to increased settlement, aren't I? So I just want you to understand that is my motif. That's my theme throughout it. So I'm going to put an M mark here, okay? In 1836, the Oregon Trail opened to provide many Americans in the East the opportunity for a better life. The Oregon Trail was 3,200 kilometre trail from Independence, Missouri. So I've got AO1 here. And again, I've got loads of AO1 here, which took 4 to 6 months to cross. This led to 400,000 Americans taking the Oregon Trail between 1841 and 1869, which shows the rapid expansion. So again, I've actually used the language from my summary there. It's about increased settlement, but the main theme here is the rapid expansion. These Americans took up the land because of an economic depression, meaning that they were hoping for a better life, or for a more prosperous, or they took up the land as they believed in manifest destiny. So again here, I've got a little bit of AO2 here. I've got my motif here for AO2. So all I've done is I've just given 2 facts about the Oregon Trail, and I've gone to refer it back to my theme, back to my motif about increased settlement and rapid expansion. Okay, let's have a look at the second paragraph. Manifest destiny was the belief that God had given the land in the West for the Americans, to the Americans, and that they had a right to claim it. Led to, hang on a minute. Oh yes, I've got a comma. Manifest destiny, which was, led to the key groups moving west in 1846, in 1847. So that's a lovely link there. So there's my motif again, and I'm essentially linking that to here. All right, and then I'm linking this to over here as well. Led to 2 key groups moving west between 1846 and 1847. The Donner Party We're a group who moved west in late spring of 1846, plenty of facts there, and got lost in the Sierra Nevada mountains after taking a shortcut. Between 1846 to by January 1847, 46 of the 300 made it to California. So again, there's AO1. This led to increased settlement. There's an M mark, or there's an AO2 mark in the west, as it gave settlers an example to follow. So again, there's a bit of AO2 there. Again, that links back to the link over here. For example, the Mormons, led by Brigham Young, successfully made it to Salt Lake Valley after learning from the mistakes of the Donner Party. AO1 again. Young planned out a route, spoke to guides, and sent an advance party to scout the route to avoid taking the wrong turn. These successes were followed by other groups such as the 49ers, and I bet you can suspect here in my next paragraph here I'm going to be talking about, because I'm going back to my theme about how people were learning off each other as they were going and led to rapid expansion. Let's have a look at my next paragraph. The 49ers, so this is paragraph 3. The 49ers were a group of prospectors who moved west in 1849 after gold was discovered there. 300,000 people moved to California, which led to the creation of mining towns. These towns led to other businesses such as tradesmen, bartenders, and shopkeepers selling equipment. Moreover, most people did not find gold, and the businesses that sold equipment made more money than the gold miners. This developed settlement. Again, there's my motif, there's my AO2. Loads of precise knowledge in here. This developed settlement in the West as it led to crime, racism, and developed the state of California. Ultimately, so here's my almost my outro, my conclusion. Ultimately, the period saw rapid expansion as hundreds of thousands of settlers or prospectors move west in the search of a better life to fulfill manifest destiny, which precisely goes back to my overall theme here. So, if I were to go back to my success criteria, and if I were to say, have I got precise facts in every paragraph? Yes, I have. Have I created a theme or a motif all the way through? Yes, I have indeed. So what this does is this puts my answer out of 8 is 8 out of 8. Okay? Take the time to self-assess your own. It's a tricky question. Don't worry if you found it hard. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.